Hey everyone, welcome to my presentation on informal assessment. During this presentation, I'm going to talk about what informal assessment is and outline 4 different types of informal assessment. I will also discuss potential educational technology and assistive technology tools that can enhance these informal assessments. So let's start with talking a little bit about what informal assessment is. Informal assessment is any type of assessment that is done in the classroom that is used to collect data on students' ability and determine their learning needs. Majority of the time, informal assessments are not graded. The 4 types of informal assessment I will be talking about are exit tickets, class discussions, game-based response systems, and observations. An exit ticket is a quick, targeted assignment used at the end of class to gather data on what students take away from the lesson. It can be 1 or 2 questions that wrap up the entire lesson or more reflection-based. An example of a reflection exit ticket that I have used is the 3-2-1. Tell me 3 things you learned in class today, 2 things you had difficulty with, and 1 question you still have about the lesson. EdTech tools such as the question tool on Google Classroom, Google Forms, and Socrative are great ways to enhance this informal assessment. Students can submit their answers to the exit ticket either on the computer or on their phones, making it more adaptive for all students. Other advantages to using these tools are students are provided with quick feedback and data is organized and automated for teachers. Some disadvantages to using these tools would be that students can also use these devices to find answers, and submitting exit tickets relies on Wi-Fi is always working, which we all know that doesn't always happen during school. The next informal assessment is class discussions. This can be used in the classroom to review concepts, make real-world connections, and to discuss various approaches to solutions to a problem. Some EdTech or assistive technologies that can enhance class discussions are online discussion boards and apps such as Nearpod and GoFormative that allow students to interact with one another while completing assignments. Advantages to using these tools for class discussions is that the discussion can be completed outside of school and students that are absent or not in school are able to interact with the entire class. These tools also make it possible for students to share their thoughts at the same time and keep a record of what students are saying throughout the discussion. Some disadvantages to using EdTech tools to promote discussions is that students may use informal grammar, messages can be misconstrued or misinterpreted, and integrity may come into question. The third informal assessment, and one of my favorites, is game-based response systems. This method can be used in the classroom to reinforce content, practice a skill, or review a concept or unit. There are many different EdTech tools that can enhance game-based response systems. Some of my favorites are Kahoot, Gimkit, Quizzes, and Quizlet Live. The advantages of using these applications in the classroom are they promote high student engagement, they work on just about any device, and they are flexible to be used in various subjects. Most of these applications also collect and save the data after each game. Some disadvantages are students acting inappropriately during the games and guessing instead of trying to find correct solutions. Also, many of these applications are limited to creating only multiple choice games. The last and most common type of informal assessment is observations, or watching your students and how they react to different things during a lesson. In the classroom, this is done through circulating the classroom or scanning over homework to determine what students had trouble with. This can also be used in the classroom as a way to monitor student behavior. After doing some research, I found 3 EdTech tools that are designed to enhance observations. They are Class Dojo, Red Critter, and Mastery Connect. One advantage that all of these tools offers is that they allow the teacher to document student ability, accomplishments, and behaviors all in one organized place. It also allows the teacher to easily view the collected data on both a class and individual level. One disadvantage of these tools is that students may start to feel categorized and feel like they are stuck in the middle. Another disadvantage is having everything in one place is not always a good thing. If something happens, such as a system crashing, then all of the collected data would be lost. So, how do we as educators feel about informal assessment? Well, for starters, it's a great way to collect formative data on students and use that data to determine the needs of each individual learner. Also, there are various educational and assistive technologies available that can enhance the different methods of informal assessment. Before deciding on an educational technology tool to implement into your classroom, it's always important to consider the possible advantages and disadvantages that it can also bring. Thanks for listening to my presentation on informal assessments. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below.